Good afternoon, folks. It's your boy Ian again, Ian Turnbull with 340pm.com. I'm here live. I'm here with the. You're gonna be. Not honorable yet.
No, so, aspirant. We're
aspiring. Right. Aspiring to get there. All right, we're here today with. You see, I almost said it again. Senator Georges. No, sorry, candidate Sean A. Georges, and what 340 PM wants to try to promote to a lot of the young people this upcoming election is that they get out and vote. And so I said, hey, Mr. Georges, let me talk to you. Let me see where your mind is at. Let me see what you're trying to do.
Okay.
And so that's why I'm here today. So
excellent. Well, that's something that we want to pitch as well, and that goes into our theme, devoted to the Virgin Islands. We stress the vote because we want everyone to understand their vote matters.
Gotcha. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to ask you a little bit of questions. They're not going to be too tough. Nothing, crazy and out of the way. But, going to ask you and see.
Feel free.
See how it is. Give us a brief background of you, of Mr. Georges.
Well, I was born here in the Virgin Islands. Went to some of the better schools, in my opinion, Lockett Elementary.
Okay.
I went to Adelaide Cancrine. During the transition from Wayne Hospital to Cancrine, that was when I went to school. Gotcha. And then I'm a proud graduate of the Charlotte Marley, class of 1991. Chicken Hawks. I'm a Chicken Hawk, but I got love for the Rays. Let's be straight now. I got love for the Rays. Okay. I came to UVI, and it's a funny story, actually. My mom registered me for the UVI.
Yeah.
When we finished high school, you felt you accomplished. That's all you need. And growing up in Pearson Gardens, you see the guys hanging on the corner. Right. So I thought that was the next step, but Miriam Georges, the late Miriam Georges, had better plans for me. She made sure I got there. She took me to orientation, made sure I stayed through orientation. And from there, the first year of school, it just started to build. And then I realized she opened my eyes to a whole new environment. And from there, I just had to thank her. And that's just how it's been ever since. I keep striving for more, and I always try to make her proud.
So, Mama Georges is how you got to this place, and that's good because you always need somebody to give you motivation and push. My mom pushes me, my dad pushes me, and so I'm in the same boat with you. So that's commendable. But of course, I would like to know, what is the inspiration for I said attempting or going for the actual opportunity to become a senator? Like what motivated you other than the obvious reasons of giving back to community? Like, was this a dream of yours that you had as a kid?
Was not a dream. Actually, it's because of the current situation of the Virgin Islands, where I have friends who are aspiring to be, entrepreneurs, own their own businesses. They're at a crossroads right now, and they're crossroads not because they don't want to do it, but the landscape of the business world right now, the increase in gross receipts, the power situation. These are things that led them to say, I just can't do it right now. You see your friends going to school, they don't have the opportunities. They think they know, but they don't. And I can tell you that because of the kids that I helped through the basketball program. They got to be re-educated. They got to be taught that this is how we do it. When they come up to the college level, they're challenged. You see a large amount of problems that we have. And those were the things that taught me to say we need a different vision. And here at UVI, we do have a different vision. When I was as an employee at UVI, we have goals. You set your strategic goals and you work toward them, regardless of who's there. And we need to start to look in that frame of mind. And I just felt we need to take this philosophy to the broader masses.
Okay. You speak about UVI, and I know that I know you from the university. Yeah. I'm a proud graduate, right? But I would like to know, from the standpoint of your career here at the university, you speak about strategic planning. Is this your idea for, is this a platform? Is that, because I hear you speak about UVI, and I agree. UVI has changed in a lot of ways because of the way they set up their plans. Yeah. Whoever's incumbent at the time, whoever comes in after, still the same plan. Stick to the plan. So that's pretty much what you're talking about.
I think that's a key way of us getting out of this situation in terms of us. Now, my platform is much more diverse than just a strategic plan. It touches on the key topics that we need to address, you know. Definitely energy, alternative energy, and not only the solar and the wind, but we also look at how we recycle. We don't recycle in the Virgin Islands.
Right.
You know, these are ways that we can help the environment reduce our carbon footprint, and we're not doing these things. Right. And it's not because we can't. It's because I don't think we're putting the focus, or we don't see it as much of an emergency, and we're underestimating how valuable that can be.
Right. And I hear you say that, because that's actually very, very huge business that a lot of people don't even know. Just recycling and alternative energy as a business source. And I've heard, you know, the governor and senators speak about it. I guess my next question is what does Sean Georges bring to the table that would make this something that would now force, as opposed to us getting lip service, we get some action? Because I think that's what everybody's. I mean, I know that's what I'm waiting for, action.
I think it's new direction. You know, here at the university, when I came into position, most people recognize me with basketball, but my main job is the housing supervisor at the university, in charge of the residence halls. Okay. And when I came in, they were at a certain state. We had to look at different ideas. We had to make we had to make changes that were different, not the norm. And it was real hard to get people to understand that unless we look at different streams, we won't be able to be a sustainable product.
Gotcha.
All the residence halls at UVI are auxiliary, means we are funded by what we bring in. So the amount of students in the halls is what the money I get, that's what I have to use. Yeah. We don't want to be a burden to the university in any other way. So we had to come up with some strategic ideas and come up with different ways for us to generate revenue. You know, simple things like taking back our laundry and managing it ourselves to generate more revenue. These were the ideas that we had to come up with. You have to come outside the box. Basketball, another example. I couldn't wait for athletics to give me funding. You have to go out and seek other sources of funding to make the program where we want, to provide additional scholarship money for our guys. You know, we have to look at a new vision of how we're going to run the Virgin Islands. It has to have a strategic goal at the end, but you have to put building blocks into it.
Got you. Now, I'm a Republican, which is, I know a lot of people are like, how can you be a Republican in the U.S. Virgin Islands? But I am, okay? And I just don't believe in a party system here. I don't even think it exists, really. I think, you know, it's Democrat or nothing.
Yeah.
At least that's how it comes off. Do you believe, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm actually, when I went in, I went no party, and it was for one specific reason. So I could have a unbiased view of who I wanted to select to represent me.
Gotcha.
And back in the day, it might have seemed crazy because there's a young kid saying that, and they used to say, you better be a Democrat. And I respect the Democrats, I respect the Republicans, I even respect the ICM.
Right.
You know, but to me, I wanted to be able to select from any one of those parties, as to say, this is he has the platform I want. He has the vision that I think I have, rather than just going with a group solely based on that. So that was the decision I made when I stayed at no party, and why I'm running independent right now.
Got you. Now, I know you watch the news. I'm a CNN junkie. The RNC is going down. I feel so sorry for Clint Eastwood. But anyway,
he got murdered
last night. But my question is, what is your thoughts on the national election? Because I think that the national election doesn't play a huge role, but I think that in order for us, like you're saying, in order for us to move forward, we need to, I think our ties to the U.S., we need to make more of a stand for ourselves.
Well, you know, our delegate is in a funny position. She has no power to promote choice. She influences so she can get our what we need, and that's a challenging position. I respect anyone who's the delegate to Congress because they have to do that. But on a larger front, whatever happens in this election coming up now is going to be very detrimental to the Virgin Islands. Right now, Obama has several initiatives that are running, and we all wholeheartedly know that the Republicans are against every last one of them. You know, and if that happens, it's going to be a substantial change to the stuff that we are receiving now in the Virgin Islands. There are going to be substantial cuts to funding, and so I'm paying real close attention to that. You know, because Obama's first term was basically to clean what was already there, and now he's trying to implement. I feel we should give him that opportunity to implement. And it's not even a Republican Democrat thing. I just feel he had a lot to deal with getting everything straight. But now the policies and procedures, his green initiative, his healthcare initiative, these are for the betterment of the people, and that includes the people of the Virgin Islands.
And that leads me right into I guess my next question or next point. 13 million people don't work though.
Yeah.
Obama. I mean, I kind of understand where other people are coming from in terms of their their views with Obama. But I do understand the Republican view because why? There's still 13 million people unemployed. 14% unemployment rate for black people.
Yeah.
So as a black man, if I was to move to the United States right now,
you'd have trouble finding a job.
Yeah, I might be in that percentage, and that's a higher percentage than every other race, pretty much. Yeah. Asians at 6.2, whites are like at 7 or something like that. So I mean,
but that goes to the availability of the type of jobs the demographic is into, you know, and that's where that's kind of skewed in my opinion.
Gotcha.
You know, if it was more diverse job opportunity, then that would be it, and that's where the education comes in now. We've got to diversify ourselves from what we know as the norm, as jobs for African Americans, for jobs for Caucasian, for jobs for everybody else. We need to now get ourselves to a point where you are able to obtain jobs outside of what the norm is for a black man.
Now, my next question, I think you answered it already. You already pretty much spoke on your platform, but kind of let the people know one more again. What's your platform? What are your plans? What are the key points to you leading us out of this situation that we're in?
Well, I've been evaluating and working with my team to try to identify several either towns, counties, or islands that we are similar in nature. Gotcha. We like to call them benchmarks.
Gotcha.
And then we can measure what we're doing with those that are within the same demographics as us, size as us, funding, population. When we have a set amount of those and we're working with that, I think it's going to be real easy for us to go see what they're doing. We're running to all kinds of places that don't even fit our demographics and saying they're doing it so we can do it too. We've got to make sure when we do that evaluation, which is needed, we need to make sure we're doing it with the right demographics. We get that. That's the first step. Research. We got to identify research and find that. Once we have that, we can start to work on our infrastructure, which everyone in this economic state should be. Everyone knows infrastructure builds jobs, it generates revenue, it gets money circulating within the community. So we have so many